Hey, we're live.
We are.
We're up. I was just typing a message in the chat. We'll be up in a few seconds.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, he's giving me the 2-second countdown. So, welcome everybody. Welcome to day 3 here at the Adobe Studios. My name is Terry White, Creative Cloud Evangelist, and I'm here with my special guest, Elise Swopes. So, hello, Elise.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm really great,
You're laughing
actually.
at the chat.
Yeah, they think I'm sleepy. I'm actually pretty awake. I went
Yeah.
to sleep at like 9:30 last night.
Yeah, she was bouncing off the walls earlier.
Yeah. I don't drink coffee, so it's naturally I'm just lit.
Natural,
Lit.
early energy.
Yes.
Ah, youth. All right, so Elise, let's do a quick recap. So,
Yeah.
last couple days, what have you been doing?
Last couple days. So the first day, we had a very fun intro. You got to see a side of me kind of have a little meltdown in a positive realm.
Okay.
Because the concept is that I was gonna intro using Photoshop desktop, and I found myself feeling uncomfortable, not
Visibly
at home.
uncomfortable, too.
Exactly.
Yes.
I think when I came in that day, you were like, don't be nervous. And I was like, oh, really nervous. Because I knew that in my heart, mobile editing is where I'm at.
Right.
So in between that first day, we switched it up, went right to the phone. And and it worked out really well. And then the second day, we just dove right into every single one of the apps.
Where you were most comfortable.
Exactly. So we got Photoshop Mix,
Yep.
Photoshop Fix, and Lightroom.
In Lightroom. So,
Yes.
just to kind of dissect that for those of you who weren't here the last couple days, where many of us, we use our mobile devices, our smartphones to take photos, and yeah, we edit them sometimes on the phone, but most of us are more comfortable on the desktop. She's the opposite. She's more comfortable not only shooting on her iPhone, but editing on her iPhone
Yes.
and doing the whole process on her iPhone. Now, it doesn't mean she doesn't have a DSLR, doesn't mean she doesn't have a laptop computer, doesn't mean she doesn't have Photoshop CC,
Exactly.
but she's more comfortable doing everything on the phone. And that's kind of where a lot of things are headed. There have been studies done that for a lot of people, and especially in different countries, their mobile phone or smartphone will be the only computer they ever use.
Yeah.
So why not? And so a lot of questions come up. Why would you ever do this on a phone when you can do it on a computer? Because you can. You're in the moment, you're shooting, and now you're not only shooting, but you're editing and sharing right there on the spot.
Yes. This is true.
But you take it to the next level. You actually not only just like take a photo and then make it look a little bit better, you actually do compositing. So
I do.
Photoshop Mix,
Yes.
which is a free app, by the way, for iOS and Android.
Free.
Free 99.
Yeah.
Free app is actually, that's what it was built for. It was built for people that want to composite. And I'll admit, I was like, well, I can't think of too many times I want to composite on my phone. But
Yeah.
after watching you, I'm going to be using Mix more.
I hope so. And we had a lot of people actually hitting me up on Twitter saying how they weren't expecting it, at
Yeah,
all.
I
You know,
know.
people are apprehensive.
Yeah, towards the end, there were
Yeah.
people like, I just didn't believe this would work out, but now I can't wait to try it. And I've
Yeah.
already downloaded it.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And it's so simple to download too. It's
Very
right in the
cool.
App Store.
Right in your App Store.
And I think we
For
even realized that it's also available for Android in the same realm. So,
Yes.
Yeah.
In the same room.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you don't have to just have an iPhone.
That's right. So yeah, that's what happened in 2016, where a lot of the apps that weren't on Android are now on Android. So I think there's only like the Spark apps at this point that aren't on Android yet.
Yeah. And I don't have all the Adobe apps quite yet. I need to download more of them because I know there's a ton more.
Oh yeah,
There's a lot.
I have like 3 folders or 3 screens full in my folder.
Exactly. So
3 or 4.
I kind of keep the ones that I normally use pretty often.
Capture's
but
pretty cool too.
Capture's fun.
Yeah.
Capture's really fun.
And Photoshop
You can even
Sketch.
try it out if you want in
Yeah.
the middle, you
All right,
know, just see what's up with it.
My friend Victoria, she's like a expert sketch user. So
Yeah.
she creates sketches of people from scratch. in
See, and it's
Photoshop
fun
Sketch.
too. The concept of Sketch is that it uses real brush strokes. Like
Yeah.
you know, it's really realistic, and it's not as messy, which is
I draw children's drawings and sketch. I don't mean drawings of children. I mean the kind of drawings that children would do.
Yeah. Like those ones in the hallway.
Right,
here.
yeah.
You saw
The ones
those?
you, like, I'll give it to you. Okay, I'll put this up on the refrigerator for you to make you feel good.
That's awesome.
All right. With that said, take it away.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me open up my phone.
Oh, wait. Are you ready, Michael?
Yeah.
All right, Michael.
Cool. My phone blacked out for a little bit.
Oh, it was your phone.
Oh,
Okay, I was like,
so I don't want to
see it.
open that one. I'm gonna delete this. So we're kind of basically starting off back where from yesterday I explained a lot about the tools, and
Yes.
very in depth. I could obviously go over them a little bit today, but we're not gonna go as deep with some of them. So it's gonna be you kind of seeing how I do create what I create on a daily basis and just what my mindset is.
Right.
You feel me?
That's
So I've got this image, and I'm actually just going to open it right up. I've got a folder here ready to go, just a lot of random little trinkets that I've collected.
And so those are either images you shot or stock.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And I also really enjoy PNGs, images that are already somewhat cut out. Just because with this instance, normally I'd bring and cut them out myself, but with this, we're gonna keep it light. We're gonna keep it moving, keep it good. So, yeah. So I'm gonna start off with an image that I actually posted not too long ago. This image is from a helicopter ride in Chicago.
Okay.
I like helicopters. Have you ever been in a helicopter?
I have.
How was it?
It's great.
Where was it?
South Africa.
Oh, I haven't been to South Africa quite
Yeah,
yet.
it's
I bet it was
flying.
beautiful.
Flying over, like if you had to put down, you're going to be fighting lions
Ooh.
and stuff. Yeah, so.
Ooh.
Luckily, we
Yeah, we don't wanna-
made it to the wild preserves where we're supposed to be without
Absolutely.
having to set down
Well,
with an
that's
emergency
good.
landing. So it
I
was
heard
great.
that when you're there, you have people with you who have guns and stuff, just in
Yeah,
case
but
the
that's
animals get wild.
that's once you get there.
Gotcha.
Like in the helicopter, that wasn't
Woof.
the case. Yeah,
That's
so.
crazy. So I've got this image, and I like to add waterfalls where they're not supposed to be. We talked
I
about this
noticed
yesterday.
that yesterday.
We talked
right.
about this yesterday.
Waterfall
it's like
on
my
the train
thing.
tracks. Yeah.
And it's fun too because a lot of people will visit Chicago from, out of state, out of the country, and they'll come and they'll be like, "Where is this waterfall?"
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, it's just right off the
I
lake."
want to see that waterfall next to that
just go-
skyscraper.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
Exactly.
Where is that?
So what I'm gonna do actually, so this image to me doesn't have enough room for the waterfall where I want to put it. So I'm just gonna hit that layer and I'm gonna stretch it a little bit and bring it up just so we have a little bit more space to add a waterfall in a bit.
Yes.
Yes. So, and we're in Photoshop Mix right now. This is for mostly compositing images. We're going to go over maybe eventually what the difference is between each of these apps again.
Yeah, and
just
I'll explain little
Absolutely.
nuances along the way.
Exactly. So, I'm actually going to add a waterfall just because I think it should be there. And how I would normally do that is I've got a lot of stock images that I've collected over time of waterfalls. I think it's really, really good to have images that you use a lot just
Yes.
in a nice little folder ready to go,
I agree.
especially
And
if that's your style.
Vahakin, I saw a comment go up, if I pronounced your name correctly. Yes, you're right. That is how street photography is starting to change because taking images on the go, but not only just taking them, being able to edit them and sharing them on the go.
Exactly. So what it does sometimes is when you add another layer, it's going to ask you if you want to resize the canvas. You're going to hit cancel because if you do hit resize, it's going to resize your canvas to that size of the image you just uploaded. And so for me, I've got this waterfall. It looks cool, but I'm going to actually flip it real quick. And how you do the flip is you're going to hit the layer. And you've got these options. You got snap, rotate, flip horizontally, flip vertical. I'm going to do a flip horizontal just because I feel like the waterfall needs
That's
to
the
come
way
to
it
the
should
right.
flow,
Yeah,
yeah.
right? If
That's
it
the
went
way
the
it
other
should
way,
flow,
I would
yeah.
feel uncomfortable. I don't know why.
That's
right?
why they've done studies when people walk in the stores, which direction they head in.
Yeah,
Like,
I always go to the
they
right.
always head to the right.
I
Yeah.
wonder if it's like a hand, like a right-left hand.
I don't know. It could be.
Because I wonder if left-handed people
People go to the left.
left.
Yeah. I don't know.
Interesting.
We'll have to Google that
I wonder
study.
if anyone's a left-hander out here. Let us know.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Hey, Levon Hall, welcome.
Cool. So I'm actually just gonna give this a little bit of a little situation. You know what? I thought about this, and I'm actually gonna go back because this is the nice part, is that you can click layers, you can change things around. I actually want to see if this background of the city is actually upright. If it's actually, I mean, it looks like it could be situation
right.
correctly, but I'm gonna use this upright tool again.
So someone's asking, is that Niagara?
Yeah, that is Niagara Falls.
Okay.
Yes,
I
yes.
thought so. I just didn't want to
Yeah,
confirm it.
absolutely, it definitely
I
is.
didn't want to be wrong.
Oh, see, Scott there, he's left-handed and he goes to the left.
See, there you go.
There it is.
Yeah.
Cool. So I'm actually going to use this upright tool again. It looks like it definitely wants to change it a little bit. It's got an idea farther than what I even thought, which I'm down with. So we're gonna keep what upright says, and if we click 2 or 3, it's still gonna find a different way to do it, but I'm down with 1. I think it even kind of looks back at the horizon line, and it kind of matches that way. So
Yeah, Upright's got some amazing technology.
Absolutely,
behind it.
absolutely.
Yeah, I use it all the time on the desktop. I guess I'll be using it
on the
more
desktop.
on Photoshop
look
Mix.
at that, to the left. This
the
is
left.
so interesting. This is so interesting. To the left,
To the left, to the left, yes.
I swore that I wasn't gonna sing all day, but
Oh,
I think it's
come on,
coming back.
it's the last day. You got to treat people to some songs.
That's too funny. Huh. Okay, so cool. So you notice I'm able to switch through layers really easily, which is awesome.
So, even though you had the second layer, you were still able to go back to the first
Yes.
one just to run the upright.
Absolutely.
Without having to start over again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's very nice that way. So I've got this waterfall, and I'm just going to use the simple little cutout tool.
All right, so someone's asking, I think it was Phil. Is that Phil Jonas? Is asking if you, are either one of these shots yours or are they both stock?
Oh, the waterfall is not mine, but the helicopter shot
Okay,
is
so
mine.
helicopter
Yeah,
shots,
helicopter's
hers,
mine.
the waterfall stock.
Yes. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little smart erase the top part.
All right, Robert, if you're both-handed, when you walk into a store, is there a direction you naturally head in? Well, if you're both-handed, now I'm curious. Do you go to the right,
Both-handed?
left, or you just...
Both.
Well, that means he's
What is that called?
it's
Ambidextrous.
Yeah,
Yes.
that means he can use
Yes.
either hand to do stuff.
Exactly. So the nice thing about the cutout tool, and I've explained this a few times, is if you feel like you mess up, it's nice because it's got that masking situation that happens with you not having to actually mask and decide it's masking, but it decides that for you.
Yes.
So it looks a little choppy, obviously, and so what we do is we're gonna hit refine again, give it a little gradient almost. I'm gonna switch up to the fuzzy.
He says he goes straight. He doesn't turn.
Oh, is the touch sense not on? Oh, I guess it's not. I wonder why it would change all of a sudden. I'm gonna turn that on for you guys real quick. I think that was in
And hello,
settings,
South
huh?
Africa.
Preferences. Show touches. There we go.
There we go.
Thank you, Eleanor. Appreciate it. Cool. So now we see where I'm touching. And I'm still going to play
You
around
love
with
that
this.
show touches now, don't you?
Yeah. I said it wasn't on for the last 5 minutes. So obviously there's just some extra stuff happening. I'm going to keep going in and out, just to really erase around it. I don't need all that rock that's happening there. It just looks a little weird.
Well, Phil, when you're using stock, you can use it for, of course, your own personal use. You can use it for compositing like this. You can share it on social media. What you can't do necessarily is resell the stock image as your own.
Yes.
Doesn't mean you can't use a stock image. People use stock images all the time.
All the
It just
time.
means the licensing, usually for royalty-free licensed stock images, is that you can't resell the stock image.
Exactly. And it's good to give back, at least for me, supporting other artists. I think that's what collaboration is all about, is working with other artists and realizing maybe I can't go to Niagara Falls this year and get a shot I need to get. Let me pay somebody to get a shot, and we're collaborating on that effort. And I think that's fun. So, see, I've got this waterfall. It's looking a little better. I mean, you know, maybe I'll add on to that up there a little bit more. And then I can keep clicking
Oh, see, and I was expecting you to do something different with that. Okay, I see where you're going with
Really?
that. Yeah, just
Yeah.
having it fall right off the
Exactly. Because I'm using the original lake
lake.
to kind of just create, recreate something, which is always nice. And that's
would
kind of
be-
where I started with it.
Be interesting building a city right on the edge of water.
It'd be so dope. It'd be
Impossible,
so
but
dope.
it would be
Yeah,
interesting.
exactly. I'm just going to keep adding a little bit here. Erase this rock thing.
And Terry received nice entries during the night.
Okay, let me check them out.
Oh,
Explain
nice.
also what they can do. And
All right.
Yeah.
Let me go look. So, if you guys feel inspired by anything you're seeing today, or yesterday, or the day before, and you go create your own images, share them on Twitter, but make sure you use the hashtag Adobe Live. So, hashtag Adobe Live, put whatever description you want, share it. That way, we'll see it because we search for that hashtag. And Mike just told me there were some interesting ones from last night, so I'm about to do a search right now.
Yeah, let's see them. I'm excited.
And let's see what people did since the last time I looked. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Ooh, I like that one. That's kind of cool.
Oh, the dog one?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
I like
that's
that.
nice.
Yeah, that was from Victoria, I'm
Yes.
sure. Okay, I saw these. So this is
Ooh,
where I
those are
left
wild.
off last night.
I like that one. That was,
Saw Manuel's.
I don't think they can see what we see, maybe.
No, they can't see it yet.
Oh, no. Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
I wanted to get to the right spot first.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm going to take a break and show these real quick.
Cool.
Let me switch over here.
Switching on over.
Ooh, error. Can I reconnect? No.
How are you guys today? Doing good? I hope so.
Michael, iPad's not connected, so can you switch me over?
maybe.
We had a little reboot right before the stream. So he may or may not be. Okay, keep going. Whenever he's
Yeah,
ready,
for
switch me
sure.
over.
Cool.
No,
Yeah.
I will show your screen in the meantime.
Oh, that's what I want. Okay. So these are entries that happened since the last time I looked on Twitter. These are people that just submitted their work using the Adobe Live hashtag based on, again, inspiration they saw yesterday or the day before. So this first one looks like a GIF with the pulsing
Typing. Yeah.
comment thing.
The ultimate type.
And this is based on Victoria's Steal My Art.
Love
So
it.
the flashing neon,
Yeah.
very good, Phil, and very good, Colin. And what is
Love
this one?
these.
A way,
I'm on my way away.
away.
Oh,
Yep.
I like that.
Good. All right. And this is Sean's work. And this is based on
I like that.
Victoria's
Yeah.
reflections. Very cool.
Very cool.
Lava Don. John Perry. Oh, this looks very Corey inspired.
Yeah, I bet.
Me as a stalker. I don't know, I just love that one. First thing I thought was Snoop Dogg, and then it was like,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
that was cool.
I like that. That's cool.
My dog. All right. Very cool.
this
It looks
one
like an illustration.
Yeah, inspired by Marilo Cruchy. She was on the stream maybe
okay.
2 months ago.
2 months
Oh,
ago.
that's
All right.
cool.
Yeah.
I recognize the style.
Very good, Serge. Neon, nice neon look there at the bottom. And Francisco, like the coloring, so inspired by your coloring. Did these on the
Nice.
iPad, so
Good,
mobile
good.
workflow.
Yes.
Tried adding animation GIF to the mix. All right, let's see.
Ooh, is that a GIF?
Yeah, I'm trying to make it play, which Twitter can be weird about that
Yeah, it
sometimes.
can be.
All right, I'll try and get the animation to work on yours because I really want to see if what you made move. Very
Got a little
cool.
piece from
Nice
Mike.
compositing there, Mike.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, well, Mike was streamer, yeah.
Yep.
I expect that to be nice.
Exactly.
Here's
Same.
another GIF. All right, very cool. So keep it coming, folks. Keep the art
That
coming.
one's-
Here's an Instagram, which I'll go take a look at. Levon Hall did a nice composite using some transparency effects.
Nice.
Another Levon Hall, mixing the sky and the sun and the clouds. Very
I'm
good.
happy about these.
Manuel's been on it. He just keeps submitting more and more things.
Yeah.
And that's the announcement. Oh,
The astronaut.
this one's pretty cool. Yes.
Yeah, 3D, yeah.
Yeah, that looks pretty
And a lot
cool.
of users sharing 3D in Photoshop.
That's great.
Yeah.
Very good. Oh, 2 new ones.
Ooh, two new.
Ooh, 2
new
Oh,
ones.
I like that.
Whoops.
That's definitely inspiring.
Oh, check that out.
Oh.
Nice GIF.
Nice.
Nice GIF into the reflection. That okay. If I were picking a winner,
Yeah.
that would be my winner right now.
That's looking
No,
good.
that's
That
Nightbot.
I'm not Nightbot. I don't get to pick one, but that would be my choice right now. Very good. And who did that? Nager. Very cool.
Yeah, very cool.
That's dope.
And this is cool too.
Yeah.
All right,
Shouts.
back to Swopes.
Shout out to Peoples making cool stuff.
Very good, guys. All great work.
Yeah, those are great. I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
I think we're inspiring people, and that's like the main goal. So if you guys get inspired by anything we do today, hashtag Adobe Live.
Adobe Live,
on
yep.
Twitter,
Submit it.
Instagram, and
Right.
I think you win a prize.
Yeah,
right?
Nightbot's going to pick it. So
Yeah.
Nightbot, which can't see, is going to pick a random entry.
I suppose it makes it fair that
It's
way.
already to be curated before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
Yeah.
All
if
right.
you just bust across, it won't work.
It
That's
won't
too
work.
funny.
Okay.
Cool. Nice. Well, I'll keep going with
Check
this.
the iPad again?
Sure.
Maybe it's fixed.
Yeah. So
If you refresh.
I like the way that the waterfall is coming off. I could obviously really play with it for a little bit, and yeah. So with this image, I thought it'd be cool to add a bird. I always add birds into the mix. That's just what I do. I've got a hashtag Swopes Seagull.
Swopes Siegel.
Swopes Seagull. I like seagulls. I think they just look good in the shot, and there's a million of them on the beach as always. So it's definitely relatable. So, like I said, I've got this whole thing going here. I've already got these birds. They're PNGs, which means they're already cut out. But sometimes they'll compress and there'll still be a white background, but we can still cut that out. So I'm gonna add.
Yeah, people ask me all the time, like when I'm showing cutting things out.
Yeah.
You're making that easy because you shot it on a white background, and I
Yeah.
respond, yeah,
Exactly.
of
That's
course,
the point.
that's the point. I don't
Making it
want
easy
to
is
make
the
it
point.
hard.
Yeah.
Why would I? You know what? Can you stand against this plaid background that's the same
Exactly.
color of what you're wearing?
Exactly.
Just so I can make it a challenge. Now, I understand sometimes you're getting stuff to cut out and you don't have that choice because you didn't shoot it. But if you're going to shoot something, even if you are going to put it, you're going to photograph them on a different background later, always shoot it on a plain background at least once so that if you ever decide to composite it or cut it out, it'll be that much easier. Then you can move them to whatever background you want to put it
Absolutely.
on. Yeah.
Absolutely. Cool. So I'm picking birds. I got a lot of options here. I'm going to go with this one. I like the way he kind of looks flying out. He's got a little buddy over there, but I don't really need his bud. I mean, he's cooling. So I'm going to do another little cutout real quick. And I'm just going to subtract this white that's happening there. And it makes it easy that way. I've already had this
look
as
at
a
how easy
PNG.
that is when it's on a white
Exactly,
background.
right? Yeah. It just makes it nice. But,
You're
his head is a
cheating.
little... Oh, yeah. Always.
Always, right.
Always. If you're a designer and you're not, taking a little bit...
Well,
less steps
especially if you
as much
have
as you
the
do it. Yeah,
option. If you have
exactly.
the option, of course you're going to make it easier.
Exactly. So what I'm going to do, actually, is I'm going to do, since this smart is kind of taking in a little bit of the white of the head, I'm actually just going to do...
Crispity crunchity.
Crispity crunchity. It
Yeah,
is a little
it's a little
crispity
crispity
crunchity,
crunchy. It
but
needs-
we're
needs
gonna
some-
let it slide this time around. So I'm just gonna take that. And so we don't need to always use the smart cutout to, get these pieces going. So I'm just gonna come back at, we've got his head. And you can see we've kind of got, somebody flying in the shot.
Yeah. And now I can't tell that it's crispy crunchy.
Yeah, exactly, right?
It's small. Right.
Exactly. So the thing about it is it could come off crispy crunchy, but when we bring it into Lightroom, like I had yesterday,
Right.
we do a little grain over it, get a little filter on it, and it's gonna really be congruent and it's gonna look nice. Sometimes
So it's interesting. You use Lightroom in many cases to finish
Yes.
your composite.
Yes, I do.
To add the finishing touches, I should
Exactly.
say. Oh.
Exactly. I always do like the filter and the texture last,
Okay.
and then I'm good.
Got it.
I think for me personally, that's just how I feel like it should be done. Yes. So, I've got that image. And, looks pretty fun, pretty cool. Kind of what I was going for. I might even move him around a bit. And that's nice because we can kind of...
I like it if you dip the wing down just a little bit over the water. No,
right? Because then we're pushing it.
Because then you can kind of see it better.
Exactly.
Like that. Yeah, like that.
Cool.
That's good.
Collaborative efforts.
Art direction.
Yes. Exactly. So, you'll find this image on my Instagram. I actually did this image for a project with Adobe.
Okay.
And it was a year-long process that we had been doing. It was called Make It on Mobile. And it was a huge movement in telling people, you can make this stuff on mobile.
I remember
So I'm
that.
really trying to push the word out about this.
Good.
You can't tell.
I can
Yeah,
tell.
exactly.
And by the way, we didn't ask her to do this all on mobile.
Exactly.
That's just what she does.
Yes, that is exactly true. And we realized that day one that I was really trying. I was like, I'm gonna try this desktop thing, but we'll figure that out later. So I've got my image. I'm cool with this, actually. This is exactly what I posted. So, like I did yesterday, we've got this option in the share that we can save to Lightroom.
Right.
And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So it's saving. It's pretty quick. And
okay, you're online.
yeah, I am online.
Okay,
We're
good.
doing good today on that.
You did the
I did it.
notification
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
Okay, good.
Exactly. And plus, if we're opening up images and I'm using,
Yeah, you need
the
to,
cloud,
right.
so we're gonna have to do that.
All right.
But it's completed. And what I'm gonna do is go right on over to Lightroom. And this is the image we were working on yesterday. That was a lot of fun, actually. And we had a collaborative effort with the audience, too. 'Cause
Yes,
they were like,
we
add
did.
a moon,
Add
add
a
some
moon,
stars.
right? And it
Yeah.
worked out. It did work out.
It did work out very well.
Yeah, we got some art direction from the audience
Yes,
yesterday that
exactly.
she implemented
and we
into
like
the
that.
project,
Yeah.
and it worked.
And we like that. So
Right.
if you guys ever have, a little idea about what I can add, and I would love to, have fun with that. I think that's
Absolutely.
cool. Yeah. So I'm gonna actually go back, and you can see now that the image we just edited in Photoshop Mix is right here,
Right.
ready to go.
So cross mobile application to application
Yes.
workflow.
Yes.
Sending something from Photoshop Mix directly to Lightroom, or in many cases you can save it to a library and open it up in the other
Exactly.
application. Correct.
Exactly. I could definitely do that.
Yep.
Yes. Cool. So what I would do over this one is I'm gonna probably play with the light a little bit. We can also hit auto, and you see that it's
You're
a little
getting some
too
love.
lit.
Simon's love how you're working on mobile. Scott's loving the image.
Thanks, Simon. Thanks, Scott. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. This is always really fun. I'm kind of sad it's our last day.
I know.
If we could do this every day of every week.
Well, you can stream.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I know they were asking me to my
You
shit. I'm like,
can.
we'll think about that.
Yeah.
But I've got the tools. I've got all the tools.
And good evening, Burned, or I think it's Burned.
Yes.
So have a good night.
Yes. So, I'm just gonna play a little bit with this. It's a little too dark. Maybe we'll pull the contrast up a bit, or we can even pull the contrast down just to get the images to be a little more matching.
So, while she's doing that, as I was explaining over the last couple days, doing these last finishing steps in Lightroom is great because while you can make similar changes in mix and fix as far as contrast and color and adding blending modes and all those kinds of things. Everything in Lightroom is non-destructive. So every adjustment she makes, she can come back and readjust or turn it off or reset the image without ever touching a pixel.
Yes.
So that's another good reason why doing this in Lightroom at the end is a good idea, because you still have the composite in mix, so you still have all the layers.
Absolutely.
And now you have a non-destructive edit for the colors.
True that. So, like I always do, I like to churn my blues into something different.
Yeah, you have a thing for blues.
Yeah, I do. I got a teal obsession. So, I mean, we can kind of see how that, and we can even make it purple if you feel like. I think we did the purple route yesterday. Yeah, I mean, you're wearing the color now.
I am.
Yeah,
I was inspired yesterday. But I wouldn't have bought
Exactly.
this last night.
It
No, I'm
makes
just
sense
kidding.
now. Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, okay. So,
Dzinger 210. I can't wait for you to try out mobile editing too, and let's
Yay.
hopefully you'll post something that you do and we can check it out.
good. Yeah, please post it and hashtag
Hashtag
Adobe Live.
Adobe Live.
Yeah, and Nightbot will choose a winner for a
Right.
nice prize. So it's not all just for viewing pleasure. But
That's right.
Yes, exactly. So, and the cool part about it is I think the luminance can be changed a
So
little
88
bit.
Stefan, no, if you save it to a CC library, the layers will not be intact. But if you send it to Photoshop, the layers will be intact.
Yes,
So that's the difference.
that is. And I think you might even show us
I
a
might
little
even show that.
later
Yeah, I showed it
how
yesterday.
yeah.
Let me get a composite going here.
For
You know
sure.
what? I'm going to do a composite, a new one.
Cool.
Inspired by you right
Yes,
now.
I'm so excited.
It won't be good, but I will do one. And I will send it. I will show the sending to. So I'm just going to compile it like 2 layers.
Cool.
And I will show the sending to Photoshop feature to maintain the layers. So I got to think of something to
And
cut out.
that blew a lot of people's minds yesterday.
Yeah, I know. Well,
It
it's
was fun.
it's the one piece that a lot of people kept asking about. So
Absolutely.
I showed it yesterday. I'll show it again today.
Yes.
Let's see, what can I composite real quick? Go ahead, keep
Yeah, I'm trying to watch you. I
no,
mean, I'm
no,
over
no,
here. You know what I'm
no,
saying?
No, don't watch me.
Absolutely. So,
You're the pro.
yeah, am I?
Yeah.
I think
Are
we're both.
you?
We're
Yes. No, you are.
You guys, Terry is awesome. I've been saying this every day because I mean it. But so I'm gonna go and see how we can kind
All right,
of
I
pull
got an
this
idea.
image all together.
I got an idea. We'll see.
Yeah,
See if it works.
I'm excited.
We'll see if it
I'm
works.
ready.
It's gonna be crazy.
I'm ready.
All right.
So I'm gonna play a little bit.
Let me swap this one out.
Maybe dynamic, maybe warm. It's
Add
a
a new
little
layer.
too warm.
Get that layer from Lightroom.
So this is also something that I normally do. And I don't know why I really like this blue that's happening right now. So I might actually save this. And what I've realized actually, so this is a little tip that I tell people on Instagram, is that bluer tones actually do better in numbers. I don't know
What do you mean by
why. This is
What do you
why I
mean by-
stick with a blue tone.
But what do you mean by in numbers?
Warmer, like likes. I've noticed it. I don't know what
Oh,
it
you
is.
get more likes?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean does better on social
yes,
media?
exactly.
Okay, got it.
Better on exactly
okay.
on social media. Yes,
So
exactly.
if it's got,
I speak social language,
you're-
so I forget
see,
that
I see.
sometimes it might not
you have
come
to
off
speak down to
correctly.
normal people. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I've got like algorithms in my head about it too. So I mean, there's a lot. There's a
So
lot.
wait, let me get that straight. You've noticed that if you put bluer tones in your image,
Yes.
they get more likes.
I do. I've noticed this. So I stay with the cooler tones, but it does depend. Like if you've got a warm sunrise
trying
and something
that.
super crazy and dope, that's gonna do great too.
Okay.
Yeah, but so I'm keeping
I
this
will
along.
be trying that, just so you know.
Yes, good.
All right, I'm gonna throw some images over here in my compositing collection, so I can get them
So
quickly.
we've got these options as well that I normally do. If some of the images are more low res or high res compared to the other ones that you've composited, you can always do a quick noise reduction. And it's got these levels. It's got low, medium,
and you're
high.
using a preset.
I am using a preset.
Got it.
We are in Lightroom app at this very moment.
That means your followers are mostly depressed.
Well, I think my follower ratio is about 56% men and 4% women.
Okay.
Does that add up correctly in math? No, it doesn't.
56, 44.
56 and 4.
It works.
Yes.
works.
Okay. Good.
Those
Wait,
numbers,
50
that works. 56
okay.
and 44, that's 100.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah, that works.
I need to go back to college.
I think you're doing okay.
Good. This is good. I'm glad that you think so. So yeah, we've got all these noise reduction options. I might actually, and this was funny, we brought up yesterday that I might actually do a noise reduction and then still do a grain over it. Sometimes that's what I like to do. I think there's just a really fun, it looks like it's a painting almost. And a lot of people comment on my pictures and say, it looks like a painting. Well, that's the concept of noise reduction.
Yes.
So I actually really kind of want it to be a little like that. And I'm going to do another preset, so I'm going to go back and we're going to do an
I got my
effect.
composite together.
Do you? I'm excited about this.
Ooh, what's this layer?
And we can do a little grain, a light grain, a medium grain, or a heavy grain. And it almost kind of makes it look like it's film. Yeah, I was just laughing.
Stop paying attention to those
I
guys.
know. I can't do this.
They will throw you off.
They definitely. I could probably talk to them all day. It's kind of fun. No, I'm not, Levon. I'm not creating my own presets. Actually, they are.
Yeah. In
already
Lightroom, right now for Lightroom Mobile, it's only the built-in presets. So
Yeah.
the ones that are built in from the desktop are in Lightroom Mobile. No custom presets at this time.
Absolutely. I feel like it'll come though. There's levels to this stuff.
I can't
Layers
confirm
to
or
this.
deny.
Yeah, of course not. Yeah,
course
we won't put too much pressure on that.
Thank you.
So,
I like my job. I'd like to keep it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's nice. So yeah, I mean, it kind of looks like it's a film shot, and it's older, on the older end, so it doesn't look like you're editing on your phone.
Blues.
Yes, and it's blue.
Blues.
It's depressing.
No, it's happy.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So yeah, but I mean, I literally posted this image to my Instagram, and it did really well. So I was happy about that. So you guys get a little behind the scenes of how I do.
All right, and now's a good switching point to show people the workflow. If you did want to continue it on the desktop.
Yes.
Okay, so recap real quick. Everything she just composited between just the 3 images. Mm-hmm. Was the seagull yours or?
That is mine.
Okay, so 2 of the images were hers. The helicopter shot of the skyline, the seagull, both her photographs, and the only stock image was the Niagara Falls. Mm-hmm. Composited all 3 images together in Photoshop Mix, free app on iOS and Android. Then send it over to Lightroom Mobile, which free app on iOS and Android, to adjust the colors. Mm-hmm. Now at this point, she's done. She could just post it to social media. Matter of fact, right even from Lightroom.
Yes,
as a share feature. However, if you did want to take your finished or layered file back to the desktop, both apps have an option to do that. Now, of course, with Lightroom Mobile, it would just sync it right back to Lightroom on the desktop as long as it's in a sync collection, which all of the ones on the phone are synced anyway. But from Photoshop Mix, let's say you want to do more in Photoshop, things that Photoshop Mix can't do, and you want to send it over to the desktop. That's what we're talking about now.
Yes.
All right, so Simon, you have to leave in 5, or we're going to make it happen in 5 minutes.
Oh, let's get it. Let's do this.
Let's do this for Simon.
Let's do it for Simon.
Before Simon has to leave. So, if you do the honors.
Just waiting for it.
All right.
Can you leave the app and plug and unplug?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Can't be in the app when I plug this in.
Oh, interesting.
See it now? All right. Let's get out of
So
that
it's
all the
got
way.
a little phone.
Do you see the blue? Yeah.
Well, he added that.
Oh,
he added that.
sick.
He added that skin. All right, so now let's, you're on me. Okay, so I'm going to go to my Adobe folder where I've got lots of Adobe
You got
apps.
a lot going on there. You're going to have to give me a list.
Let's go here and let's get Photoshop Mix. And here's the 4-layer composite I was working on. Top layer, I don't even remember what I was doing with that, so I just temporarily turned it off. And now if I want to finish this on the desktop, what I would do is tap the share button in the upper right-hand corner, and you'll notice that she used the one that says Save to Lightroom, so that's how she was able to get a composited version over to Lightroom to work on. Of course, she could share it right to Instagram from here, Facebook, Behance, and of course, the share at the bottom is your OS sharing, so it could go anywhere you can share on your OS. Save a composited image to the camera roll. Or I want to keep the layers and keep working on it, and that's the option in the upper right-hand corner, Send to Photoshop CC. So when I do that, what it's doing right now is it's building a PSD file and then syncing that PSD file through Creative Cloud. And of course, since my laptop is on Creative Cloud signed in with the same Adobe ID, it should then see that and open it up. Okay, switch to my desktop for me. And there it is. So it just popped open right then and there with not only all the layers intact, but all the masks as well. And I just took this shot yesterday.
Did you?
So that's from the hotel room. Just
Nice.
taking that nice cloudy day in San Francisco, put that in behind my Monument Valley image,
wow.
which I cut out in Photoshop Mix. So cut out the existing sky, and that hole was already there in the rocks, but cut it out so we can see through it, and then added a tree.
The good old tree.
Because, gotta have a tree every now and then.
Yeah.
So now at this point, I'm in Photoshop CC. I can do anything Photoshop CC can do with all my layers at any time. And even if I wasn't right next to it, a lot of times you could be out in the field working, sending each one to the desktop. And when you get back to your computer, whether it's open or not, when you launch it, all the images open that you sent as different images ready to go. So, and if you had 2 computers, it actually would open them up on both because it's as long as you're signed in with CC.
Absolutely.
Could you sync it with CS6? No, because CS6 doesn't understand the syncing part of it. Right. All right. So that is how that all worked.
That's super clean.
That is super clean.
I like that. And that's easy for everybody.
Well, it gives you the option. If you want to finish it and do it all on mobile, you can.
Absolutely.
If you want to start it on mobile and finish it on the desktop, layers and mask and everything intact, you can.
Cool.
All right.
Cool. So I'm happy with this. It's a poster. But I'm going to go and start a new edit in Photoshop Mix. And I really love Photoshop Mix. Can you tell?
I am blown away by how much you use Photoshop Mix. Like, you use Photoshop Mix more than anyone I know.
I bet.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm yeah.
Yeah.
So
Way
there's no
more than anyone I
denying
know.
that. There's no denying it at all. So I'm going to actually recreate another image that I have on my Instagram as well.
All right. Wait, I got a question I've never seen before. Let me ask this real quick. Can you send it back to Photoshop Mix too?
I'm actually curious.
Well, yes and no. You can, of course, save it, open it up from your Creative Cloud folder or library, but you can't, I don't believe you could open up the layered file.
Should we try?
I'm just trying. I don't think that would work because it's having to render the PSD,
Exactly.
and Photoshop Mix doesn't open PSD.
Yes, that's
so,
true.
No, not at this point. Not layered. Now, if I flatten it or whatever, save it as a composite, then yes, of course we can get it back. But
It's good to know.
it's one way from Mix to Photoshop, but not layers back to Mix.
Cool. Good question. Yeah, right?
Right.
I like those questions.
Yep.
All right, cool. So this is going to be a super out of space style, kind of the same way we tried.
Is that your out of space style?
Super space.
That's your out of space style
Yeah.
dance.
This fixed tape is going well. Mixed tape. Oh, it's a fixed tape mixtape.
Right. It's a Photoshop mix fix tape or fix mixtape.
Yes, exactly. And I've seen this question actually a couple times, the differences between these, and
we answer it every day.
Yeah.
So, but he's thrown a new one into the mix. So
Yeah.
what's the difference between Fix, Photoshop Express, and Lightroom? Okay, so Photoshop Fix was designed to be a retouching photo editing tool. So it's got a lot of the same tools in it that we use for portrait retouching. For example, it's got the spot healing tool, the clone stamp tool, the patch tool. You can apply painting or colors to images. You can remove things from images. You can use liquify on the image. So if you think about all the retouching tools you'd use, that's Photoshop Fix. Photoshop Express is actually more of a consumer type app, meaning even though professionals can use it, of course, it was never designed for professionals. So it's a lot of the apply filters and adjustments and just make an image look better overall. And Lightroom Mobile is for managing your photos, applying non-destructive edits to them. It has a built-in camera, so you can capture in RAW. You can have a complete RAW workflow, whether it's from your smart device or your regular camera. So Lightroom Mobile is a good companion to Lightroom Desktop, even though you can use it by itself. But it's more for management of lots of photos, applying global adjustments, applying specific adjustments to areas of the photo, and of course, it's all non-destructive. So those are the differences between the three. Now, with any two or more apps, there will always be overlap. So there will be things that Lightroom Mobile, Photoshop Fix, and Photoshop Express can all do, like exposure.
Yeah, exactly. They've got those
so they
adjust
all
tools.
have some similar things, but they all also have things that are unique to each app.
Good.
Thank
Good
you.
stuff.
I tried.
Nice. Okay, so I'm going to start off with a new project. With this one, I'm going to start off with this blood moon. We had a really nice, we'll get there, Robert. We'll get to the giraffes. I've got a little special.
Danny, thanks for spending your lunch hour with us.
Yes, perfect.
Yes. Eat and learn.
Exactly. And that's a really nice, I don't know what I would call that. Okay, so like I mentioned yesterday, I'm always sticking to 4x5.
Yes, because that works best
because it works best for my
portrait images on Instagram.
Exactly. And I'm gonna.
So you're doing your 4x5 crop.
Yeah.
And you're in Photoshop Fix.
I am in Photoshop Mix.
Mix. So you're still in Mix.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm still in Mix. So I'm gonna actually crop that real quick, just so we've got our space ready. And I'm gonna add some faux stars because I think that we're gonna add.
So 88 Stefan is asking the question that trips us all up every now and then. Sometimes you're pinching and zooming, but it's actually resizing the image, and you just want to really zoom in. Make sure you don't have a layer selected. If you have a layer selected, it assumes you want to resize that image on that layer. If you don't have a layer selected, meaning nothing's blue, then when you pinch and zoom, you're zooming.
Yes.
You're not resizing.
Absolutely. And you can also deselect a layer also by clicking the layer that's already selected. So you don't necessarily have to, exactly, so you don't necessarily have to click outside of the canvas to let go of a layer, which helps. Because that'd be a little complicated, you know. So they thought about
Especially if you're already zoomed in.
Exactly.
And you want to zoom in some more.
Precisely. So so the fun part about these layers is you can just kind of hold on to it and reorganize them too. So maybe I want the moon on the top. And what I'm going to do is I could easily take this and keep those stars up there by using, and I'm going to put it back, by using the blend mode. And I could easily do a screen. But with the screen that you see is that the stars are going to be over the moon. So instead of doing a screen, by doing that, I'm just going to do the cutout tool again and cut out where the moon is and then just place that moon back over there. But the blending tools are very helpful in many situations.
Cool.
So I'm going to take that, bring it on up, and use that young cutout tool. And I'm just going to resize this canvas real quick just because I could see kind of where I'm working with. And I'm going to use the Smart again because it's going to really select that black very easily for me. Actually, I'm going to see how it's looking because I feel like what's happening right now is that you're going to run into this. You're on the wrong layer.
Yes.
So make sure when you're editing that you
Every
click.
time I go to cutout,
Yeah,
I'm
exactly,
on the wrong layer.
exactly,
Right.
exactly. So when you go into cutout or whatever it may be, I think that you should definitely make sure that you've got the selected layer going. So I'm going to go ahead and select that moon layer back, and we're going to go right back out to cutout tool. And I'm going to subtract that black that's on the outside. And it's just going to do that so easily for me. I mean, it's already, the black is already super, easy to find.
And now we can see your stars.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So that's a nice
So
way.
making sure the moon layer was selected, doing a cutout, and then now you see the stars behind.
Absolutely.
Got it.
So that's cool. And I like that. I mean, what we could do if we feel like later, and you're going to notice this, whatever is outside the canvas, you're going to need to maybe come back to that and recut it out. Because if you notice, if I resize this moon to be a little smaller, that black that was in the original image is still there. So we can always click back on that layer, use the cutout tool again, and just subtract that extra black that's there.
So, Isabel, it is Photoshop Mix.
Yes. And I'm just going to keep kind of getting around there. Cool. So I'm happy with this moon. I might come back to it. I might resize it. That's the nice thing about this is that we can continuously click layers and play with them how we see fit. So I've got another. So you guys are seeing really right into my mix of images that I continuously use over and over and over again. It's very rare that I will use another cutout of the city of what I'm about to show you, and I use the same one kind of over and over again just for simplicity reasons. So I've got this.
So you're using the same images over and over again and
Yes.
just remixing them into different
Exactly,
composites. Got it.
exactly.
So remix.
Remixing. I want to press cancel. Okay, cool. So I've got this skyline image. It's a nice little outline of Chicago, and I like to use it just bringing back Chicago into my work because that's where I live, that's where I'm from, that's where most of my followers are from, and they really love being connected to the art that I create. So if I can make anyone happy, excited, think outside the box, I think there's just a really fun aspect of that.
And life is full of fun.
Life is great.
Absolutely.
So I'm just going to go ahead and resize this. And you can see it's already got this strange little reflection thing going on, but I can obviously erase that. I just like to have that in there if I need a white versus a black. And this is where I'm going to either screen or multiply.
A specific layer? Or does it crop the whole image every time?
I
can't remember.
Specific layer. Oh, no, the whole... No, so it does it does just the canvas, not the actual image. Because if you notice, these images are still bigger than the canvas, but they're still there. Does that make sense?
So if I go to, no, I don't want to go cut out. If I want to go to crop, I'm on a layer.
Yeah.
I want to go to crop. Let's see what it's doing. Is that cropping the canvas? Let's see. Yes, it crops the whole canvas.
Yeah, exactly. It crops the canvas and not the actual layer, which is nice because that's how you can kind of go back and resize.
Well, that's
and play with
consistent.
stuff.
Yeah,
exactly,
right.
exactly.
It's consistent with Photoshop.
Absolutely. So I've got, and see, I'm going to be selecting random little layers on accident. That's going to happen. So I'm going to select this layer, and I kind of want just this nice little outline. I'm actually going to undo that because I don't want it to be... So I'm going to go ahead and use that. And we're going to use the cutout tool again. And I'm just going to go around and erase. And I'm going to redefine this and base it because the hardness is at a soft. I really want this to be hard because we want hard edges.
You're going to do a hard edge along the bottom.
Exactly. So I'm going to keep that. Maybe put the size down a little bit. I'm actually going to zoom in just so I can get more
And Muhammad, yes, Photoshop Mix and is the same on both iOS and Android,
Yes.
as far as I remember.
And what we're eventually going to do, I'm going to do a blend on that so that you won't see the white anymore. I'm going to do a multiply, which helps with getting rid of any white that's in an image.
And Dakpa, she is going to use a blending mode, so
Yes.
there you have it.
Exactly. And I might even be able to just get rid of this anyway. And we might fill that back in at some point. So I am going to use a blending mode for this. Just in case there's still some white left over, I'm just going to do a quick multiply. And multiply, what it does is just takes the blacks and places it and gets rid of the white without actually having to erase the white.
There you go.
So press happy with that. Actually might use, and I haven't really used this very much, but I think I might use the fill tool and I think I've got the wrong layer selected. So I'm going to use this.
Jampot, if you're on a phone, you might need to scroll the buttons at the bottom because I don't think they all fit. So sometimes the ones that are on the right-hand side, you need to scroll them over.
Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that. Did it quit? Yeah, I see that. That never happens.
I'll always send. I mean, that's the thing about working on your phone is sometimes things are gonna crash or whatever. But the nice part is that none of your work is gonna be deleted.
There you go.
So it's got that recovery mode. That's super helpful. So from here, I'm gonna actually add another layer to the bottom of that. So that the black part is more, so you can't really see the moon technically. So I'm gonna add a cloud layer. I hope this works. I think we've got a little freeze going.
Are you running it? How's your battery?
Battery should be high.
Okay.
But we can always
I know you
test it
said
out.
you like to work at full brightness.
Oh yeah, the full brightness is always necessary. So we've got this little cloud going. Like I said, I like having, PNGs are kind of already cut out. So what I'm going to do with this is use the blend mode again, because with this we don't necessarily have to delete any of the white. So I always like using multiply that way. And with that, click yes. I'm just going to stretch out that cloud. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate that layer a few times.
Okay, I didn't see you bring that one in.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I'm going to duplicate that cloud. If you didn't see, it's just a nice little PNG.
Okay.
It's like a little
Got it.
cutout. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's why I'm going to do multiply. And then we're at that point right now where we're going to get to as many layers as we can push. And you're going to see
we're gonna push the
how
max.
exactly.
5.
We're pushing the max. So you can see how I'm going to work around that.
Yes.
And it happens quite often. I mean, you'll get used to it though. It's really not that difficult. So I'm going to duplicate that layer again, and you can kind of see that bottom half of the moon is more, it's not there anymore, and then we're getting just a little bit more black kind of type of little cloudage. And
Unfortunately, I don't have an Android device handy to help you out with deselecting a layer, but normally it's either tapping outside the canvas area or, at least on iOS, tapping the same layer area again will deselect it. If you're having problems with that on Android, I don't have an answer for you because
Gotcha.
I don't have an Android device to try it on.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool. So this is how I get around, and you can see the plus sign is gone for adding layers, and that's because we've already have way too many layers going on. So I'm gonna hold that layer, and I'm just gonna drag it on top of the other one, and with that I can hit merge onto layer, and what you're gonna see is at this point is that it's gonna get rid of the blend mode. So sometimes you'll kind of realize that maybe blending all those other times was kind of not worth it.
Because
you
you
could
still need to do it at the end,
exactly.
right, yeah.
But what you realize
But
is
you
that
need to build it up anyway.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's the concept, is that you need to build up that multiply, because if you were to put it on top of one another, it wouldn't translate the same
Yeah,
when
because
it's
it would
connected.
just be a duplicate of the same pixels
Exactly.
on top of each other, so it would look the same.
Precisely. So we're going to go back to blend again. We're going to do a multiply. And I'm going to actually even, just like the way it's a little smoky. I like the smoky look. I can keep playing with this. I mean,
You're welcome, Jam Pot.
Yeah. So we've got that, and I feel like adding another cloud on the top. Just because, why not, right? And I've got this other little cloud going here. And I'm actually going to use a cutout tool for this because I could easily do a multiply, but it doesn't give the same effect as how I want it actually to be. So
you want some of that white to stay?
I do want some of that white
Got
to
it.
stay. So I'm going to also do another smart. And we can play with, obviously, eventually how we refine this. I'm just going to kind of tap on it, do a little something, something.
No,
See
Joe,
that?
Mix doesn't have smart objects at this point.
I'm curious of if I go like this, will it reset it? Huh. That was interesting. So we keep kind of tapping. I wonder why it does that. Okay. Keep going around. Keep going around. Okay, cool. So my favorite word is looking crispity crunchy.
Crispity crunchy.
So
we learned that from day one. A new filter coming to Photoshop soon.
yeah.
The crispity crunchy filter.
Exactly. So I'm gonna give it a nice little feather. Fix the edges a little bit. Want them a little bit fuzzier. And I could even bring that down quite a bit because
No problem, Joe.
might even do a little more like that. But we're gonna go back over it, and still you can subtract what's going on here. And see, now I'm running into a problem where the smart is gonna select too much of the white because the white is a little bit too matching to what I'm trying to do. So I'm gonna actually just go back to the basic, turn that hardness down, use the eraser, and just kind of go right back over it. You can see
You
that
know,
we're not.
it's something I don't think that applies in Mix. No, it doesn't. Okay, never mind. It doesn't apply.
Gotcha. So, and then if you mess up, just go back, add a little more.
All right, so there's a lot of people asking for a giveaway, and it's not
I
that I
bet.
haven't seen your comments. I don't control that part of the show. That's up to Michael. So I'm just watching. It's time for a giveaway. Yeah, I agree. It's time for a giveaway, but it's not up to me. It's up to him. You can't see him, but he's over there, and he'll decide when it's a giveaway.
Michael is the master.
Can you formulate the question, Jerry?
Okay, so
This would be the answer.
got it. Okay.
Ooh, this will be fun.
It is
I
time
like
for
this.
giveaway. And the question is, so this is the way it works for those of you who are new and weren't here the last couple of days. When we do a giveaway, you basically are going to type an answer that for the question I'm about to ask in the chat. Then, as the answers start to roll in, the correct answers that is, Nightbot, which is a robot that Michael raised 5 years ago, will actually pick the winner. So here's the question. Earlier in this stream, when Elise was doing a composite, she used a waterfall. Which waterfall was it? 2 words. Looking for a 2-word answer.
Ooh, let's see what they got.
And I'll even give you a hint. The second word's false.
That's easy. That's a nice one. Ooh. Oh, and then they'll come in hot, like
Yeah,
real
I know,
quick.
I
They
know.
always say it's always slow, and they're like,
no, it's a delay. They're
Yeah,
just now hearing the question.
exactly.
Now they're typing.
Yes.
There we go. Here come the answers now.
Let's see if they spell it right.
Yeah, spelling it wrong doesn't help your cause.
Yeah, you
because
gotta spell it right.
Nightbot is only going to pick it spelled correctly.
Very picky.
Is it case sensitive?
No.
No, not case sensitive. Okay. All right, so all of the answers are coming in now. Most of them look correct.
Yeah.
Most of them look spelled correctly.
Yeah. Good job, guys. Victory Falls.
Nice one, Isabel. All right.
Cool.
Whenever Nightbot gives us our answer, I'll announce it.
Good old Nightbot. Is Nightbot? Oh, well, it is daytime. Is there a daybot?
There's a night. It's night somewhere.
True. This is true.
There you go.
Same way it's
night
always
somewhere.
5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. The winner is William Workman. William Workman. You just won a year
Congrats,
of Creative
William.
Cloud. If you already have Creative Cloud, you just added on a free year to your subscription. If you didn't already have it, congratulations. You now have a year of Creative Cloud.
Congrats, William Workman.
Oh, there it is. Oh, wow. I just saw him. So you won. Congratulations.
Sweet.
All right. So we got the giveaway out of the way.
We did.
Back
We
to
did
our
good.
story.
We did good.
I did see your comments.
Yeah.
I just don't control that part
pressure
of
was
the show.
hot.
Right.
Cool. So this is an image that I would post. I actually would obviously take it into I like to kind of pull it out a little bit, just see what's going on with it. I could obviously work with it
So
a little bit
zooming out.
more, but yeah, I like to zoom out and just take a good look at it. Then I'll do the same thing. I'll take it over, save in Lightroom.
So cross-application workflow, taking the composites you did, which will still be in Photoshop Mix if you ever want to go back to it,
Yes.
but sending a composited version over to Lightroom Mobile to do the finishing touches.
Absolutely. And that is where I will,
Congratulations
maybe add
again, William.
preset.
Glad you're stoked.
Yeah, congrats. So I actually kind of want to play with the looks tab. And the thing about the looks tab is that when you do the look, it's only going to do the look on a layer that's selected. It actually won't, because the layers are all separated, it's not going to do a look on the entire image.
Okay.
So if you want to use
I never tried this. Can you
Yeah.
select,
all,
no, can you select, I don't see, I guess there wouldn't be a way to do it. I was trying to see if there was a way to select multiple layers at the same time. So if you did do a look or a blend, whatever, it would. So
Absolutely.
Never mind, does not
yeah,
work.
yeah. So if you want to keep the layers, I'm not against merging layers. I mean, if I need to go back, I'll go back. But there's always an undo button as well. So
That's correct.
And then if you do like the way the looks, you can save it to your camera
But
roll,
keep
or
in
you can
mind,
save
though, you could always still keep the layered file,
True.
save it to your camera
Yes.
roll, and bring it in flat, just to apply a look.
Exactly.
So you still have the layers to go back
That's
to.
pretty genius.
That way you don't have to merge it.
See, I'm going to try
Right.
that out.
So save it to the camera roll, then it will
Saved
save it
camera
flattened.
roll.
Then you can open it into a new project, flattened, and you still have the layered project.
That is true. I'm scared to go through my camera roll. I've got a folder set.
Well, we can temporarily switch. I want to go
Wait,
to your camera
they
roll.
want me to?
No,
they
I
want me
wanna
to
go
sing
through
to
your camera roll
William
now.
because he won.
Okay, you can go through your camera roll safely now.
Cool. They're really wanting me to sing to William.
Go for it if you want to.
The pressure is on. Congrats, William Workman. You have won 1 year. Congrats.
Well done. Creative agency, you know you do not want me to sing a song.
Oh, you did it so well yesterday, though.
But it was... No, you don't want that. William, I'm sparing your ears. You don't want that. Not after what you just heard.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So we're, so you were right about that. I'm going to actually go into my phone real quick, open that up.
All right, well, We'll keep your camera roll private.
I mean, there's probably nothing crazy, but like I don't know what's selfies and such.
We'll keep it PG.
Keep it PG. So I've got the image open,
All right,
like you
now
suggested.
We'll switch back to you.
Yeah. So
Okay, so you saved it to the camera
Yes.
roll and then reopened it in a new project.
Yes.
Flattened, but you still have the layer
exactly.
version.
So I've still got my other one.
Right.
That's kind of what we realize now is probably the best option to kind of play with the looks.
Right, because
Yeah.
now you can play with the looks over the whole file
Exactly.
without having to flatten.
Precisely. So, you know, it's got all these fun little lookies. Actually, just wanted to kind of play with them, if I'm being honest. I don't know if I actually want to. And I'm curious. See, this is what we're going to run into a little bit, is that I almost wish we could move how much the look affects.
Wait.
How can we do
Wait,
that?
how much? Wait, I think there is a way to do that.
Let's do it. Show
Hold
us.
on.
Show the people.
If I remember correctly, I stumbled upon something like that. Let me check. Looks, and if you tap the look.
There's gotta, because I. Oh, what did I do?
No? Hold on. I thought I found a way to do that with a look. Look. Yeah, no, I tried that, but I thought it was something else. Hold on.
Cyan does look cool, huh?
No, it's you could just adjust where.
Exactly, because it's gonna do a mask.
Right. You
Yeah.
can do a mask, but not. Oh, here it is. I don't know how I got to it.
What?
Wait, no, that's blend.
Oh.
No. Never mind. That was blend. That's where I saw it. Blend has a slider,
Oh, okay.
but
Yeah.
looks doesn't.
Gotcha.
Okay. That's where I saw it.
For sure.
I knew
And
I saw
know
a
that-
slider somewhere.
I feel like it could be an option at some point.
I do too.
Yeah, it doesn't seem.
Photoshop Mix
Seems too
Team, if
far
you're
off.
watching this, there could be an option
Yes,
in your future
absolutely.
to make her happy.
Please do. Please
Adding-
make me happy,
adding a
and then I'll
slider.
sing more songs.
Adding a slider to the looks. I thought there was one.
Somebody mentioned that the Cyan one is actually really cool, and I think it is too. Though I think the original concept of the blood moon is still my favorite. So we're just gonna leave it how it is, and I'm just gonna go back, and I might even actually show you guys how I would change the hues, even if you wanted to, you know, mix that yellow up with that. So what I did was in Photoshop Mix, how I normally do is save it to Lightroom, and then
Yep.
when I get into Lightroom in the app, it's gonna be there, ready to go, ready for me. And I'm gonna click on the colors again.
Now,
And I
is
know that
there any reason? I know you wanted to do the looks here because they're easy to tap on.
Mm-hmm.
But is there any reason why you just wouldn't try and like use a preset in Lightroom to
I
achieve
think-
the same look?
I think this is what I give as a tip for most people, is that there is an undo button. I think it's really important to just click on things, see what they do, and see how it looks. Even
Yeah.
if you don't have an idea in mind about how you want it to look, I think that's important to just click things, just see how, you know, it's nice that way.
It's
So-
funny how you don't use a laptop, but you still say click.
Oh, I do, yeah.
when it's
What
tap.
should I say, tap?
Yes.
I don't know anymore.
Funny how you
I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
still use the old school terminology for the thing you don't use.
I think my brain is not all the way there. My finger is there,
Your
but my
finger's
brain's
there.
not
your frame
there.
of reference is still
Exactly.
clicking. Okay. So
Exactly.
tapping on everything and tapping undo.
Yes, tap, tap,
Yes.
tap, tap, tap. Okay, cool. Well, you taught me this little mixer thing the other day, which I had a lot of
I
fun
did.
with. Yeah, because I can select this.
So that's the targeted adjustment tool. So
Targeted
when you're in
adjustment.
that mode, wherever you tap in the image and
Mm-hmm.
drag, it's adjusting that color of the image.
Yes.
So like if you tap on the orange of the moon, it's adjusting anything that's orange in the image.
Mm-hmm. So you see it's going, you know, a little pink, and then it can go all the way yellow.
And Dakpa is asking,
depends.
why not put a howling or wolf howling on the moon?
We could do that.
You could do that.
We
if
could
you had
easily
a
do
wolf.
that. Yeah. If I had a little wolf ready to go,
Yes.
you know. And what you could do with that idea is create it.
All right, wait. Creative agency just won't let this go.
Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go.
So here we go. Creative agency, you need to let it go. Because I'm not going to sing to the winner, but just to you. That's it.
Forward!
Bow, bow. Drop the bomb.
All right.
That's so funny. Oh, they're gonna be hyped about that. I'm waiting for the.
No. Keep working.
I'm waiting for the responses. Forget about this stuff, man.
No,
We just got Terry to
working.
sing. Yep, there we go. So yeah, we noticed that we can switch this up. I mean, the original idea of this blue moon, I think, is really important. So we're gonna keep the way it looks, but we can also still play around with. I actually want to revert back. So that's our original.
You're welcome.
Yay! So yeah, I mean, same thing like I just said. I think it's important to be able to tap on different presets
Yes.
and filters and looks, because you're not stuck on one idea with these things. We've got the undo button. You know, we've just got these amazing options to use where you can just feel things out. It's a real feel basis a lot with
Yes.
designing. So feel it out. Have fun with it. Designing doesn't have to be so serious.
Always play. Never
Play.
be afraid to play. Never be
Play.
afraid to, you know, I hear people say this all the time. I'm afraid to do something because I might break it.
Yeah.
Okay, make a copy. Duplicate it. Don't save. Whatever it takes, make an extra layer. Whatever it takes to play, therefore you won't break it.
Exactly.
And, you know, test every slider. Test everything just to see how it looks on your image. And like you said earlier, I think it was the first day, a lot of what you done, or maybe it was Victoria, I can't remember. It was either you or Victoria said, a lot of what you achieved was accidents.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Exactly.
Like, oh, wow, I didn't expect that to happen when I moved that slider, but I really like the way it looks.
Exactly. A lot of great designers happen to accidentally come upon a great idea.
Right.
And that's because they just tap, click, whatever it may be, you're figuring out that way just by trying it out.
There you go.
Important. So, you know, we've got our presets. I still like this moon, but I kind of want it to look like how I kind of say it looks like a painting, right? A little
Don't do
bit.
it, Robert.
So I'm gonna do noise reduction at high, and I just like it looks like someone painted it a little bit more
It does.
instead of just images colliding together.
There you go. You
Right.
always do it.
Yeah,
Take it up a
So-
level just by adding that.
just a little something.
Little something,
You know, yeah. So that's and I think I think he did sing better than me. I will have to admit that. I mean, we're now this is
Whatever you're
this is never gonna be over.
whatever creative agency, whatever you're on, pass it to the rest of us.
That's so funny. Cool. So I've got that. I mean, you guys go to my Instagram. This image is on my Instagram for people to see, for people
And
to
your
like.
Instagram is
I put it now in the chat.
right,
I keep showing my tattoos.
right there. Swopes.
Wait, I'm gonna do it. Swopes.
That's dedication right there.
I mean, it is my
Yeah.
last name.
I know, but that's still.
It would be
dedication.
weird if it was
Does-
just
does
my
it have-
username.
Oh, I thought
It doesn't have the at.
I
No,
was gonna say,
no.
if it had
I
the
wouldn't go
at.
that far. I
Right.
wouldn't go all the way far with it.
If
with
it
the
had
at.
I was gonna
Because what if
say.
they switch it up one day?
Yeah,
I mean,
to
what
a-
if the ats aren't?
Right.
They don't exist anymore. Maybe
Oh,
it's just your
no.
name. Like,
Oh no.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a
Well,
weird
Google
thought.
Plus did do a plus instead
Did
of
they?
a
Well,
at.
how did that work?
Well, you know.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
So good thing you didn't put a plus there.
Yeah, no. That's too funny. Okay, cool. So, I mean, I'm cooling on this one. So I am going to go into another edit of mine, a fun
Okay.
one.
Let's
Yeah.
do some fun.
Cool. So
We got time.
yeah,
Good.
I'm glad we have time because I like being here with you guys. I like being here with you, Michael. We're having fun every
We are,
day. And I'm
always.
sad. How many minutes we got left? We got like
Yeah,
40
like-
minutes left. That's
like
awesome.
35, 40 minutes.
But I'm actually sad too.
It's the last day.
Do we have a day 4? Is that okay? A day 4? Michael's like, no, get this out.
He said no. The executive producer said no.
Yeah.
Bring you back.
Yes.
It's here.
Yes,
There will
cool.
be other streams.
Good. Cool. So, I'm actually going to go in Photoshop Mix again. Photoshop Mix. And, we're just going to keep...
Does each app have a thing?
So
is this
I'm
Mix?
wondering... Mix.
What's Fix?
Fix.
Okay. What's Lightroom?
Lightroom.
All right. Just checking.
I feel like they're like...
Okay, got it. I got to get the right hand gestures for each app.
Yeah. It's not... You know what? I feel like I'm hot right now, though. It was hot that first day.
It was.
I'm doing pretty good today, though. Yesterday was nice. Cool. So we are going to... Oh, see, now we're in all photos.
All right, so now everyone's asking Michael to sing. This is good.
Oh.
This is good.
So, I don't know if anyone's ever been to Chicago. And there is this wonderful thing called the Sky Deck. And this special day, I was on the Sky Deck, and it was literally fogged out.
That looks
everywhere.
cool already.
Yeah, right? It's a nice image. There's no one in the box, surprisingly. So I thought I'd take it into my own hands and add a giraffe into it.
That reminds me of one of my favorite shots, and it's not mine, unfortunately. I wish it was mine, but it's one of my favorite shots of the Golden Gate Bridge. It's taking it like a side angle like that, where you see the bridge going off into the fog.
Yes.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry,
That's
we
what
got a bump.
I tried to get today.
Yeah,
but
I love that, and it's actually featured at the Golden Gate Bridge, like on the information panels. And I took a picture of it to get the inspiration. I was like, God, you know how you see an image and you wish it was yours? I see that image and I was like, oh man, I wish I'd taken that.
Yeah. I mean, me and Victoria actually woke up really early this morning and went to Battery Spencer Park, and we were praying for fog. Praying. The one time we're up there's nothing, so it's fine. I'm learning to forgive.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we've got this image. I've posted this image to my Instagram, I think, months and months ago. You guys can go there and see, how this is going to end, but we're going to end it here too. So I'm going to add a giraffe in here because I feel like it needs to happen.
People have been requesting giraffes.
They have. They have been.
I've seen it in the chat.
Yeah.
Every day has said, where's the giraffe?
Rob is probably, if I didn't do a giraffe edit, Rob would text me and be like,
this is true.
Yo.
Where's the giraffe?
Absolutely. Okay, cool. That's nice. So, like I said, I like having, little cutouts already of giraffes and such. I have all these combined and ready to go just because I use the giraffes so much.
I should send you one of my giraffe shots.
You should.
Yeah, from South Africa.
I have yet. So there's this really cool place in Kenya called Giraffe Manor. I'm planning on visiting soon. It's really, really cool. They have giraffes that walk out.
Yeah. And
it's like a sanctuary for giraffes, and you can like eat breakfast with them and stuff like that. It's really, really cool. Yeah. So for this one, I'm going to use an image that we can cut out just so we can see that this cutout tool is actually very helpful, very useful, even though I've already got PNGs ready to go. So do the cutout tool again. The smart tool is going to really help me around this time. So you can see you might mess up. You might be adding onto it or subtracting where you're not supposed to. So we've already got our image. I'm going to hit subtract and make sure that I'm actually erasing rather than adding. And just gonna keep going.
Yeah, I've got a few. Ooh, that would be a good one for you to use sometime.
Oh, yeah.
That one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I don't have the
like
file
that.
with me, but that would be a good one.
My giraffes are on the
Are they?
endangered list. Yes.
Really?
They are.
That's sad.
I know, it's very sad. And I hope that this year, when I'm doing more of my giraffe edits, that I could hopefully do some work in helping to save them.
That's sad.
Doing prints or donating to something. I think that would be a really respectful thing to do, considering I use their likeliness enough.
All right. And this giraffe is showing just how sad that is.
Oh.
Sad.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I know. I have lots of giraffe shots.
Oh my god, they're so
This
cute.
is one of my favorites.
Oh, I might actually have to use that one too.
Yeah.
Let's.
All right, yeah, I'll send you some shots to use.
Got it.
All right.
Cool. So, like I said, I'm just gonna keep going in here and erasing around.
And you know how I was able to find all my giraffe shots
How?
like that? In Lightroom.
Because you've got it all squared away in there, all organized, huh?
I'm gonna pick up a card.
All right.
So we're still gonna go around and and there goes the low battery. I'm at 20%.
Oh, we can fix that.
You guys saw that?
I'm not even using mine.
Thanks.
Get you connected there.
We've got power.
All right, should have powered.
Yes. So we're gonna keep going around, deleting where necessary. And it just makes it so easy to just get around all these little spaces. Keep erasing. And this is why I have these PNGs ready
Right.
all the time. Because you see how it can get time consuming
Yes.
very quick. So I'm actually just going to, I might just keep this just for the hell of it. Because we're already going that far. But I might just go back over it eventually. We'll figure it out. We're on a team plan
So,
right now.
and it's good to do what she's doing. She's doing a little bit at a time.
Yes.
So, tap, drag a little, release, tap, drag a little, release. And, she will be able to feather. And that way, if you ever do, like, cut into it or do a mistake, when you do an undo, you're not undoing the last 5 minutes of work.
Exactly.
Just like in Photoshop on the desktop. You know,
That's
you do a little.
Great point.
You do a little.
Yes.
You know, do a little. Do a little.
Corey's in the building.
Make a mistake, undo, and you've only undone a little.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a huge tip for editors on the go. Always make sure that you're untapping and tapping when you're doing these, because you don't want to have to undo everything you just did if you mess up. So that's the best advice you could have said.
Well, not the best, but
it was good for this.
It was good for this.
this.
Matthew, I'm glad you could join us and have fun at work.
Yes. So I'm actually going to, instead of using the smart, I'm just going to go on in and use the basic. So I'm going to keep looking in and out, seeing how this is looking. And the nice part too is that if you don't want to have to keep doing, like if you're doing the smart and you want to refine it and it gets that feather that's a little bit too thick,
So
you
Creative
can
Agency
just
was
do
asking if you could feather it.
exactly. But the best part about that is instead of doing the feathering with the smart, you can go back in with the basic, change that hardness to light or soft, and almost kind of soften it yourself in that way, because then it's not as crispy, and then you're not also refining the whole image. So you can kind of spot edit where you kind of want to cut out.
Very cool.
Yes. We're almost done. I suppose it doesn't really matter at this point, though, but we'll see what else I can
She
do.
is single-handedly saving giraffes.
I think so. I've got a hat that I'm releasing on February 1st. If you follow me on Twitter, it's a giraffe hat. It's got a giraffe illustration. I'm doing it in collaboration with a friend of mine named Sloth. He's a really great.
Friend of yours
his
named
real name
Sloth.
is Timmy Ham. I don't know if any of you guys know of him.
Did
But
he choose the name Sloth, or?
He did. I had.
Okay, all right, just checking.
He's a really great artist, so I think we'll be doing some hats like this February 1st. They'll drop
And
it.
Lisa, she is using her finger, not the
I
stylus.
am this
Okay.
right here.
My stylus is too big, so I prefer to use a
Well, my
smaller
hands are very
stylus.
small. This does help. It's like, So if I was to use a stylus, I'd feel like I'd have a six finger. Six. What's with that word?
Six.
I don't think I've ever been able to say it, if I'm being honest. Because sometimes I have to say I started designing or websites in 6th grade, and I just say 6th grade. Yeah, we'll get there.
You could always say the grade before 7th grade.
You know that grade before the
7th
7th one?
grade? Yeah, that's the one I
that
started
one. Cool. So, I mean, I'm not going to get too uptight about this, but I'm actually pretty happy with it. I mean, the giraffe is cut out pretty well in my case, right? So we've got our giraffe layer, and I'm gonna click on that layer, and I want to flip him so that he's kind of inside the box, hanging out, you know. And I kind of want him to sit inside, and this is where he's gonna be. He's gonna be hanging out in there.
So you flipped him over? I missed that for a second. I was looking at the comments.
Yeah, flipped him.
Flipped him. Okay.
You know, the simple little
Layer
flip,
Layer flip.
little flip. I mean, he's dancing right now. I mean, you see him over here, like, just having fun in here. So.
Well, that way his butt's not hanging out of the
exactly. So if you notice
observation
that
thing.
the box is cut off by a wall, right?
Yeah.
And you're fitting him inside this box, you don't need him to look like it's unrealistic. So we're actually gonna go back in and use the cutout tool again.
Now, wait. I was thinking, but it's probably gonna be too big if you do this. I was thinking if you could like have his head sticking out, but then you'd have to make him bigger, and then he might be too big for the box.
Exactly, absolutely. So you see the wall, I believe it starts, and here, we'll do a little erase instead of
Creative
add.
Agency said the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the issue is that the top is glass.
I know, but
Right?
that part you can't tell if the glass is actually in it. Right above his head right now.
Yeah, of course. I would know that.
You would know that.
Yeah. I know this. So with that being said, we know that the wall is there. We see that reflection right there. So
All
I'm
right.
just going to go in.
So Nega's asking if it's always easy for you to work on a phone screen.
You know me.
She does it 100%
You know
of the
me.
time. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, if you look back
Now,
at stream number
do you
one.
own a tablet? Like, do you own
I
an
do.
iPad?
I have an iPad Pro. I have a smaller iPad. So
And you
I've
still
got the Apple
prefer
Pencil.
to use the phone.
I do.
So she's got a bigger screen, even with mobile. She could be using these apps on,
Yeah.
and still prefers the iPhone
Yeah.
7.
Absolutely. I love having everything in one place. I'm addicted, man.
And
I'm
you're not
obsessed.
gonna hold it up and take pictures.
Well, that too. I'm not one of those people that's, trying to shoot. I think, yeah, it's.
You know who you are.
I know what I'm really good at.
Okay.
And I like the surprise on people's faces, most importantly. Being able to realize that you can do all this really fun stuff. So, so I'm going to keep going in and erasing. I feel like I want to pull this size up a little bit just because.
That is true. Ewan, is that she could stretch the neck using Liquify in Photoshop Fix.
Yeah, I could.
And then could stick it out.
Absolutely. So that size is a little too big for me, actually. So I'm going to kind of have it the size of my finger. And we're playing with the wall. And we can get in there, real tight if we feel like it. So you can kind of see that he's...
Yes, Claude, they're all available on iPad. Matter of fact, many of them were on iPad first. So Photoshop Mix was only on iPad first. Photoshop Fix
It was
only iPad at first, and then they moved over to the phone.
I'm happy they did that.
Yeah, and I bet you are. So yeah, many of them started out on iPad.
So if you notice that there's, if you're in a box, you're gonna know that there's got to be some reflections happening, especially if there's windows and such like that.
True.
So what I'm
See, and what you just said right there, that's what I appreciate about your work is that you think about those little details.
Yeah, for sure.
That a lot of us would say, okay, I got them in the box, I'm done.
That is
Just
true.
the reflections and the lighting and the look to
Absolutely.
make it look more realistic.
Absolutely, and that is really important in catching those details. There are times, though, sometimes where I do notice that I'll add like a sunbeam in one of my edits,
Yeah.
and the shadow of something will not be what it's supposed to. But I'll be honest in telling you that I would rather that happen because I like the concept of it not making sense. And I know that sounds ridiculous,
Okay.
but I like it. I like the surrealistic type of outer worldly feel, as if there's two suns. I know.
Okay.
I know.
I'm
Yep.
gonna have to see
Yeah,
that.
we'll see exactly.
Yeah.
You have to see it to believe it.
Cause that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll
Yeah.
take your. That one I'll have to take your word for.
Take my word for it.
I will.
It'll be a fun one. So we've got our giraffe. So with that, how I want these, reflections to come off. So I'm gonna do a duplicate of the giraffe, and we're gonna be working with this. So I'm actually gonna flip this, and I'm just gonna move his face.
Oh, I see where you're going
here.
with this.
You see that? And
I see where you're going with this.
so I'm actually
That's
gonna
gonna be
use the
pretty
cutout
cool.
tool again.
Yep.
And just do just a little smart erase real quick. Because then with that, we can actually
And
use...
Bradley, you're absolutely right. Sometimes you need to break the rules.
Yes, exactly. So we're going to do another Actually, I might actually just do...
Just lower the opacity.
Yeah. But I also kind of want there to be a gradient. I know. I'm pushing it. I want... there needs to be...
I love it.
Yeah.
You're I love it. You're just, I've just been happy lowering the opacity, but no.
Nope.
Gotta have it gradually
Exactly.
reflect in.
Exactly.
Because that would be realistic.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to bring the size down a little bit because I kind of want to play with it a little bit heavier. So I'm actually going to take the hardness and bring it down, so we can kind of get a small little gradient type feel with that. I'm actually going to bring this up, and I hope it'll do it a little soft. Yeah, it's going to do a little soft. It's not doing it as soft right now, of course. Normally it does, but
You need to be bigger.
maybe that's the case. The actual size of it. So I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, it'll do. So I'm actually gonna take that layer and lower the opacity. So now it looks like, he's in the box.
Yeah.
He's looking out. He's actually in there.
Right,
He
yeah.
is in the box.
You're right.
Right?
Adding the reflection does
And-
make it that much better.
Exactly. And we can keep doing that for all the other reflections. So obviously I'm gonna keep, I'm gonna do another duplicate of that one, and then I'm gonna flip that this way so that we've got his legs coming in a little bit, and we can still kind of...
Yeah, creative agency askew would be nice. Or
Yeah.
distort.
That would be cool. Yeah, I would love that. So we're also gonna do...
Distort, perspective, smart objects, just put it all in there.
Just throw it on in. So you see we've got just a slight reflection again. Oop. So, it's a little something just to add on to it. And you'll notice as well that...
Yeah, Phil, each layer does have its own opacity slider, which is right there.
I'm going to duplicate that again. And we're just going to keep duplicating. We want as much reflection in here as we can get. And I'm just going to lower the opacity on that one. Kind of bring it back over here. Actually lower that more.
All right, now this one I don't see where you're... Okay, yeah, lowering it more. I was going to say
Yeah,
it's a little...
exactly. If it was too much, that'd be
yeah.
too much. Yeah, so, yeah. And then we can obviously kind of go back in there and erase, where those dark spots are, because you're not going to get a reflection out of those. But
Yes.
that's where the hour of editing comes into play, where you're kind of sitting there and you're like, all right, let me just get the little...
Is that the motion?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. There we go.
Cool. So, yeah. And then we can also do the top as well. See, now we're running into this situation where we've got too many layers. And we're going to have to start merging.
You can never have too many,
So
except for when you're in Photoshop Mix.
I'm actually going to try this out myself right now, because I'm curious, if I merge layers, is the opacity going to go away, or is it still going to be there? So we might need to bring the opacity down.
Well, I think what's
going
to happen is, my guess is
Yeah.
it's going to take on the opacity of one of them.
We can see. Let's go. Let's check it out. Let's see what happens. So I feel like it took the opacity of one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm just going to do another reflect, duplicate, and we've got all these, it's super easy just to get that whole glass coming out. Erase.
You know what, William, someone asked me yesterday about a stylus, and I had a recommendation, and I'm going to look it up right now. Hang on for a second. I want to see if they still make it, because I don't know that they still do. So before I recommend it again, I just want to make sure it's still here. It's my favorite stylus outside of the Apple Pencil.
Oh, the bamboo, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
I just want to see if it's still here. Ooh, they have a new generation.
Oh, and it looks like it's on sale on Amazon, maybe.
Yeah, that was the original one that I used to use. All right. I'll put a link in the chat.
Nice. That's very helpful.
Yeah, they still make it. All right, so this is my favorite stylus for non-iPad Pros. So for everything else, iPhone and everything else.
Awesome. Yeah, so if you don't have tiny baby hands like me, you can definitely use a stylus. It's not against the rules. I think it's a huge help for many, many people. And obviously, you can edit on iPads and all these things. So the phone is not the smallest capability you can do.
Correct. So since I have the problem that many of you are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
If I were going to do this all on the phone, which I probably would do a lot of it on the tablet, but if I were going to do it on the phone, I would want a stylus because my fingers are too big for what the fine work that she's doing. So that's why I like that particular stylus for the phone. But I do most of my work like that on the iPad Pro with the Apple Pencil, so I don't need that stylus for that.
True that. Nice. So, I mean, I like this image. I'm happy with this image.
Yeah, design all that stylus will work on anything. It's not just iOS. That will work on your Android as well.
Yeah,
your
anything
Galaxy
that's
7.
anything
with a
that's
touch screen.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So, iPad Pro.
I need to get a case for mine.
I got a case for the pencil because I didn't want to break
I
it.
thought I lost mine the other day.
Well, also
I found
it helps me
actually.
keep up with it,
Yes.
and also so that I don't break it that way in the bag.
That is true.
So got that for it.
You're all set up over here, man.
So this is my normal
down.
mobile workflow,
Yes.
especially for retouching.
It's wonderful.
Continue. No.
Oh, I'm compelled with your. What you got? Little trinkets over here. I mean. Okay, cool. So yeah, I mean, this is literally an image that I would post. Actually, there's something going on the right side that I would want to fix. I kind of want to make it darker. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to merge these layers. I'll just merge them because they all don't need to be different ones at this point. They're all at the same opacity. We would obviously fix this one a tad more at some point, but we'll leave it be for now. And I'm actually going to duplicate this bottom layer because I want this right side to be a little darker. I need like a gradient to kind of go. So I'm going to actually change the adjustment and I'm going to bring the exposure down. And we're not going to use that whole thing, obviously, but I just want that right side to be darker. So I'm going to take that and I am going to select that layer again.
I like the little blue.
Yeah, right?
And
I'm going to do a smart erase again on that background and just kind of go through it that way.
Sure thing, Lori. Give me a second to find it.
Feather up and change the edges. So now we can see that right side, instead of it being I don't know. I just needed it to be darker. I can't explain why, but I really feel like it was necessary to just bring the image together and to bring your eye over to where the giraffe is at this point. So I'm happy with that. I'm actually really happy with that. I just like the way that it worked out that way, and it also adds to the left side as well. It just brightens it up. So you can obviously keep playing with that layer if you want to, adjust it further, if you want the exposure to be lighter over here. Because now where we've been working with a concept of extending that wall. So that it's exactly. Yeah. So now it's even more on that side, or if you want it to just be like, kind of deeper and darker, and there's strange happening over there, but let's keep it a little lighter. So yeah, this is this final edit, and we can try out.
So Lindsay's asking maybe some color correction on the giraffe.
We could do that.
We
could definitely do that, and that's easy with just.
It's on its own layer.
Exactly, and it's on its own layer. We can, fix the contrast mostly, because I don't think it needs to be as contrast as it is.
Maybe even drop a little of the saturation, because if you were in a foggy setting like that,
exactly, so it would
be
a little
foggy
muted
too. Right.
Yeah. Yep. Right?
Right.
That we just put a giraffe in a building.
I like how you said "we" when you did all the work.
I mean, we're a team effort at this point. I'm not a one person team at this point. We're killing it. I mean, we have all types of things that we've done today incongruent with one another. Yes.
And we got some creative direction from the audience.
We did, and I like that. I think that's good.
Yep.
I think when we're a team like that, it works out well.
Agreed.
Yes. So.
All right. So is that finished, or do you still take it in the Lightroom to do more?
You know me.
I
might bring it into Lightroom.
You might.
Just so I can.
Got 8 minutes to decide.
I mean, 8 minutes are good with me. So I'm obviously gonna save it to Lightroom, like I would, and we're gonna go into Lightroom, and it's gonna be there. And there she blues. And could play with.
Ken's asking for a giraffe song.
Ooh, I don't know if I can do all that. That's like, you gotta pay for that one.
All right,
you gotta pay for that one. That's gonna be on iTunes.
You hit your limit of free music.
Yeah, the iTunes, that'll be on iTunes.
All
right. We'll figure that one out. But yeah, I really kind of like this old polar look. We can kind of play with all of these.
Go back one. Go back two. I like that. Was that the one? No, that had to be the other one. I kind of like that.
Yeah, right?
Because what that looks like is you still have the fog with a little bit, just a touch of sun peeking through. And that would be the right tone for the giraffe in that case.
Yep.
That would be my pick, but you do your thing.
I feel you.
All right.
I feel it. Yeah, these are fun. And
That's cool too.
Yeah,
that works.
We can go with the cool tone. Like I said, I know I think they were saying in the comments that some people work different. You don't need all cool tones.
No.
That just works for my
audience. It just gets you more likes.
Yeah, I mean, not for everybody. Maybe some people just like a lot more color or even warm tones. I mean, that's not an end all be all. My situation is that they like blue.
Yes.
So I keep with the blue, but it could be different for everybody else. So, but we've got all these cool things, and like I said, because I shot the original background from the Willis Tower. I'm still calling it Sears. It's a Chicago thing. It used to be the Sears Tower.
Yep.
They changed it to Willis. I don't like calling it Willis.
I never even knew they changed the name of it. When did that happen?
I want to say like 10 years ago.
Oh, shows how much I keep up on Chicago current affairs.
Yeah. So I mean,
I'm the same way. I would always refer to it as the Sears Tower.
Absolutely.
I would have never thought I never would have even thought it had a different name.
They might actually change it again. I think they're changing
Sears?
it to Blackstone.
Oh.
I think a new company bought it out.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you
I've been
buy it, I
hearing
guess you
things.
do have the right to put your name on it.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, still do little detail, noise reduction. Oh, so that was my point, is that the original background image was shot with my iPhone, and the giraffe picture was not. So there's a graininess that comes with that iPhone shot that I'd like to kind of reduce and match with the giraffe. So I'm going to obviously do
Again,
a little
that's
noise
that
reduction.
little attention to detail that I like that you do.
Absolutely. Always paying attention to details. I think that's an important aspect. But if
And
you
that's
don't,
probably
then that's
why
cool
your
too.
work stands out above many others, is because you do pay attention to those little details.
That is true.
So
That
keep
is
that
true.
in mind. The little details matter.
They do matter. They really do. Yeah. And then that's in life too.
Yes.
In life. Yeah, right? Cool. Well, that was fun.
All right, we got 4 minutes for questions or a tip, or let me
Yeah.
see if I can do anything in 4 minutes real quick.
I'm going to miss you guys.
Do I have anything?
I know you got some surprises over there.
I don't know. You never know. You never know. You never know. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, you know what? I will, because we talked about it, but we never showed it. Okay. Let me have the
Oh,
cable
yeah.
for a second.
Passing it.
Pass the cable. Mm-hmm. Pass the aux cable.
Pass the aux. Hi, Rob.
All right.
Hi. Hey.
See if that'll switch. Oh, wrong one.
I'm looking for you.
I'm on guest.
What? You're on guest.
Yep.
Can you
With that.
plug and plug again.
Yep.
please? Okay.
Yeah, you have to kill that mask.
Don't worry. Tick, tick.
I'm not on an iPhone anymore.
Ooh.
All right, mask is done. Okay. So now you made me forget what I was going to. Oh, I forgot what I was going to show. All right, so in Photoshop Sketch, which is another app we have not seen, have not talked about yet. It's more of a painting, sketching app. So when I tap the plus sign to give me a new document, oh, you know what? Do I have my touches on this app? Cancel for a sec.
1 minute. Sir.
Settings. Oh, 1 minute. Okay, 1 minute. I'm not going to really be able to do anything, but 1 minute. Let's see. Download Photoshop Sketch
Thank you,
for
guys.
iOS and Android, and you will be able to do things like watercolor.
Ooh, this is a fun one.
So when you are drawing with watercolors and you change the color, for example, and you blend in a different color, notice the colors as they're starting to continue to merge into each other because they're still wet because it's watercolor.
Oh my God.
And you'll notice in the bottom left corner on the tools, right above our heads, there's a fan button so you can always dry it whenever you're ready. So now it will no longer continue to blend. So that was I love Photoshop Sketch, mainly
It's
for
so
the
cool.
watercolors. It's just so much fun.
Yeah.
Drawing quick logos, doing things like that. All right,
Okay.
that's it for us this morning.
Elise.
Thank
Thank
you
you,
guys.
Elise.
Thanks, Terry.
All right, thank you. And you guys can catch her on our social media channel, which is over there. And for next up, we're going to have Corey Barker.
Yep.
And Corey's going to be showing
Live.
on AdobeLive.com some very cool compositing, most likely with 3D.
Yes.
All right, so join us at the top of the hour. We'll see you then.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.